After weeks of weaving through Japan's busiest streets, Tokyo's neon canyons, Kyoto's ancient crowds, and Osaka's restless energy, I thought I had seen every face of this country. But then I arrived here, on Ishigaki, a place so far from the noise, it feels almost unreal. Here, time slows down, and the only crowds you'll find are schools of fish drifting through crystal clear water. Welcome to Ishigaki Island, Japan's hidden oasis.
Our plan for the next 2 days is to go on a tour first. Today we will be picked up at our hotel, and then we'll go snorkeling, and later on we'll do a hike as well. And then on our second day, we will do some island hopping to an island that is nearby Ishigaki. I'm very excited for this because I am so ready for vacation after a very busy trip and very overwhelming trip through Japan. So island life is exactly what I need right now.
We booked a day tour with Discover Ishigaki. Ishigaki is not very touristic. With Discover Ishigaki, we found an English-speaking guide who lives on the island since more than 9 years and is very knowledgeable about local life. The plan for this morning was to go snorkeling and hopefully find some turtles.
So we've just crossed the island and are now at our snorkel site. We are getting ready, we are getting some clothes to protect ourselves from the sun, and that's it. We started early to beat the crowds. I don't think it will ever get super crowded here, however, I like that, to have the site for ourselves, and we are hoping to see some turtles here. We've just heard that there are more or less 4.5 million tourists each year here in Ishigaki, and 95% of them are Japanese tourists, which is interesting. Only 5% of those 4.5 million are international tourists, and I really wonder why. Ishigaki is not that well known amongst international travelers. Somehow everybody goes to Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, and yeah, they are worth a visit, but this here is paradise and should be on your list as well, I think.
We got fully equipped with all snorkeling gear that we needed, and then just walked a few minutes down and already reached an absolutely stunning beach.
We will start snorkeling from the beach. This one here is just a stop along the way. We will go to one over there, and it was just a 2-minute walk from the car. So we were basically almost right in front of the beaches. We got fully equipped with everything we need to snorkel, and I'm very excited. I really hope you are going to see some turtles here. There's absolutely nobody here. We have this snorkeling site for ourselves so far.
Our guide Soha made sure that we knew how to behave underwater. We had to put on sunscreen that wouldn't harm any corals, and we were also not allowed to dive down close to the corals. Getting to know the underwater world of Ishigaki while still protecting this sensitive environment is very important to locals, and I really like that, as I have seen too many places having been destroyed by mass tourism already.
There are 2 sea turtles down here, and it is so beautiful. This is exceeding my expectations.
I was surprised to see so many corals so close to the beach. And not only corals, there was also a lot of fish. We saw an eel and luckily also some sea turtles. I've rarely seen an underwater scenery so full of life.
Snorkel tour. I don't know how much time we were in the water. I have to check that. It was a beautiful experience though. We've seen more or less 8 turtles, maybe even more. I'm not sure. I lost count at some point. Sometimes there were 2 at the same spot. It was super nice and super beautiful. Definitely exceeded my expectations. We're now going back to the car to get changed, and then we'll start part 2 of our day trip today. We left all of our things in the car. Camera gear, everything, and our guide told us that there is a 0% crime rate on Ishigaki. I think this is the first place I've ever visited where there is a 0% crime rate. Pretty cool.
After the snorkeling, we drove to probably the most famous beach of Ishigaki. This is Kabira Bay. It is absolutely stunning, don't get me wrong, but swimming here is unfortunately not allowed. Therefore, it was a short, however, absolutely beautiful visit.
We are now doing a little stop here on this lovely beach. It is one with white, beautiful sand, crystal clear turquoise water, and this is where we will have our lunch break now. I don't think there's a better place to enjoy a delicious lunch than this one.
Our guide promised us some stunning views over the island. And well, he didn't exaggerate with his promise.
We are in the heart of Ishigaki Island and discover Ishigaki as its name because it does what it promises. It helps you to discover Ishigaki. I don't think we would have found this amazing viewpoint without our guide because we had to walk up a tiny little path that went straight into the jungle. We get amazing views over the whole island of Ishigaki from here. This viewpoint is called Troll's Tongue and it is stunning. I'm glad we found this viewpoint with our guide, honestly. We can see the beaches where we've been before over there. We can see the whole island and we are in the center of it. It is absolutely stunning. From up here we can even see all of the islands and we can see over there a small island that is Taketomi Island, the one we are going to visit tomorrow.
Before it was time to head back to Ishigaki City, we had one last treat and that one was absolutely delicious. It's a natural ice cream of mangoes that grow on the island. There are actually 9 types of mangoes on this island, a number that is hard to believe. But what was even harder to believe is that this ice cream doesn't have any sugar. It's just the natural sweetness of the mango, and let me tell you, this was the best mango ice cream I've ever had in my life.
We've had a wonderful time with Discover Ishigaki. It was an amazing day tour and they also offer half-day tour in case you don't want to spend all day on a tour, and make sure to check them out. Seriously, I can only recommend them. I will leave you a link up here somewhere or in the description below. You can contact them if you want to, if you're interested in one of their tours, and I'm sure they will be able to help you out with anything you wish for.
And with that, we ended a perfect first day on Ishigaki Island.
And we are ready to start our second day here. We are leaving the island and we are today on ourselves. So we just bought some ferry tickets to go to a neighboring island that is called Taketomi. It is an island that is way smaller. You can rent bikes there, but you can also explore the island by foot because it is so small. And we paid 3,400 yen for the ferry tickets for 2 people. It's a return ticket, so it's a pretty good price, I'd say. It'll take us about 30 minutes to get there, and the ferries start at 7:30 and they run basically once per hour, more or less. And the last one that we can take back leaves in Taketomi at 5. So we have all day on the island, and they are meant to be some of the most beautiful beaches of the whole archipelago. So I'm very excited to explore it. We brought some food with us. There is a restaurant or some restaurants over there, but just a few, and we don't know what to expect there. So we got some food. We got equipped with water, with sunscreen and towels to enjoy a full beach day. So this over there is where our ferry is leaving. We still have 10 minutes, I think, and then we are ready to go. By the way, we didn't book the tickets in advance. You can just randomly show up here at the port in Ishigaki and get your tickets spontaneously. We've reached Taketomi Island in only 50 minutes. It was super quick. And we are now going to walk to one of the most beautiful beaches here on the island, hopefully. We will walk there. It's only 30 minutes. The island is really not that big. So we decided to just keep walking a little bit to explore and to see what else we can find here. So far, there's nothing but the port in this road. We made it to the city center of Taketomi Island. As you can see, there's not that much going on. There aren't that many people here. There are a few cafes, restaurants here. Everything is still quiet, but it's also almost 9:30 now, so it's still early. And there are not that many options. I would recommend you definitely to bring some money, some cash with you if you want to make use of the cafes here. I'm not sure if you would be able to pay with credit card here. The ferry tickets, by the way, we were able to pay them with credit card. And then, well, there are some vending machines here as everywhere in Japan, so you can definitely make use of them if you have cash to get yourself some water and so on. What else? You can find some places where you can rent bicycles here. We aren't going to do that. The prices for a bike would be 1,000 yen for a normal bike for 2 hours, 1,800 for 2 hours on an e-bike. And if you want to rent it for 4 hours and more, it would be 2,000 yen for a normal bike. I love how they always have signs here with all the information in Japanese, obviously, but then also translated to English because it is so hard to communicate here. It is not a touristic place. There aren't that many international tourists here on the islands, and therefore people don't really speak that well English, but you get along perfectly well. They use translators or they have all of these information already prepared for you. There are also some hotels here, so yes, you can definitely also stay here on this island. However, make sure to check their ferry schedules and your flight schedule before you book your hotel. You might need to spend one night, at least in Ishigaki, before you come here.
And after walking about 30 minutes across the island, we finally reached our destination.
We made it to Condoi Beach and it is super beautiful. The water is crystal clear and comes in a very nice color. And the sand here, there are some stones here, but it's white. It's a really nice beach. However, take care of the corals that are here. I just had a little accident. I am here since like 1 minute and already had a little accident with the rock. But there was a very kind Japanese girl that offered me immediately a band-aid. It's so nice. People here are so kind and so friendly. We are going to explore the sandbank there behind me now. It looks beautiful. It is super white and surrounded by beautiful water. This is going to be a nice day, I think. There aren't that many people here on the beach, but those that are here are mostly from Asia, and they are all even in the water with their clothes. I think in Asia it's not that normal to be in bikini or swimsuits. We've even seen signs in the city, in the little village, that it is not allowed to enter places just in your bikini. Apparently, probably some international Western tourists have done so, and it's just, it'll make people feel uncomfortable. However, here on the beaches it is okay to be in swimsuits, in bikinis, but the only ones that actually do that are Western tourists. By the way, Japan is an extremely safe country, and we are just going to leave our bags here when we go to the sandbank over there. People leave their stuff here around the beach, somewhere where it's not in the way, of course, and they just go into the water. I'm pretty sure nothing's going to happen here. And we made it to the sandbank. It is a beautiful way that you can actually walk. The water here is really not that deep. It came up to my hips maybe. And it is warm. The water is also very nice, a bit refreshing, but really everything but cold. So yeah, look at how beautiful this is. There's a little boat over there, people doing boat tours. There are some people snorkeling here, and there really aren't many people on the beach. It is so peaceful and actually so nice to finally be at a place like this, in nature, peaceful, and with not too many people. After being in Tokyo and Osaka, this is a very nice change. There's also an area to have a little picnic, so you can sit down in the shade, which is nice. There are toilets, there are showers here, but no vending machines, unfortunately. They are everywhere in Japan, but not here directly on the beach. So we are going to walk back to the village, which is about 10 minutes from here, get some more to drink because we ran out of water already, and then we'll go to the second beach. Here we spent basically almost all time in the water, enjoyed the nice refreshing water, which is, by the way, really not cold. And yeah, that's it. We'll go to the second beach, which is also meant to be one of the most beautiful ones here on this island.
Our second beach was Kaiji Beach. It is again a beautiful beach and worth a visit. It also felt a bit quieter here, and there is more shade. However, it is not allowed to swim here, but we figured out that from Kaiji Beach you can just walk to Condoi Beach, so you can easily make the best out of both beaches.
We spent all day here on Taketomi Island and it was a wonderful day. We arrived at 9:15 and it is now 4:45, and I believe here in the background this is already our ferry, the last one that will take us back on Ishigaki, the island that we can actually see here in the background. I didn't realize that earlier today. It was a wonderful day. We had a wonderful time here on Ishigaki in general, and I definitely recommend you to do this as well. Give yourself some time to relax and some time to slow down and process everything you've seen during your trip through Japan. It was exactly what I needed after visiting Tokyo, Kyoto, and Osaka, 3 cities that are super crowded and quite overwhelming. So I'm glad we came here to enjoy a little bit of vacation time as well. And I'm pretty sure that you as well won't regret coming to Ishigaki.